Novak Djokovic has endured a couple of false dawns since his comeback from a long-standing elbow injury, but critics would be foolish to write off the former world No. 1, according to Mark Petchey. The 12-time Grand Slam champion returned to competitive tennis at the Australian Open in January after a 6-month hiatus and reached the 4th round, but has since struggled to recreate his form. The former world No. 1 won 11 majors between January 2011 and June 2016. Djokovic took further time away from the game to aid his recovery after his Melbourne exit, but suffered shock opening defeats to Taro Daniel and Benoit Paire at Indian Wells and Miami respectively. The Serbian then disposed of Andre Agassi and Radic Stepanek from his coaching team within days, before announcing he had returned to former confidant Marian Vida ahead of the clay court season. Mark Petchey on Novak Djokovic. He began with an encouraging run to the 3rd round at the Monte Carlo Masters, but an early defeat to Martin Klizan in Barcelona followed by a 2nd-round defeat to Kyle Edmund in Madrid has halted his progress. Despite the setbacks, Petchey has seen enough encouragements to suggest a return to near his best, should his body permit. "I thought he looked good in Australia straight away and then in Monte Carlo. There's just been a couple of false dawns. There were also good signs in Miami," Petchey told Sky Sports. "It just hasn't quite clicked for him over a continuous spell of time. Ultimately it comes down to will, and if Novak wants it badly enough he is too good a player for it, form, not to come back. If he is desperate for the success and the dominance he had for so many years, then it will come back." Highlights of Djokovic's defeat to Britain's Kyle Edmund at the Madrid Open. Highlights of Djokovic's defeat to Britain's Kyle Edmund at the Madrid Open. Despite his optimism for the 30-year-old, Petchey admits Djokovic will need to iron out his serve, which acted as a vital and underappreciated component of his game. "The only thing from a tennis perspective that could be a concern for Novak is that his serve doesn't look as accurate and efficient as when he was in his heyday. If I was to pick one shot that doesn't look like the Novak of old, because of the elbow problems, change of weight on his rackets, then it would be his service accuracy, something which we became accustomed from him. It was an underrated part of his game for everyone watching because they focused on his athleticism, defensive qualities and his ground strokes. But his serve was what ultimately kept him as dominant as he was. He served himself out of a lot of tight spots. It doesn't look quite as good as what it needs to be right now. I fully expect him to get back to somewhere near his best, assuming his elbow allows him to rediscover the kind of serving he had, because I would say it is the most important shot in tennis." With the French Open starting on May 27, Djokovic doesn't have long to build confidence for the 2nd major of the season, and will hope to enjoy a strong run at the Italian Open in Rome this week. Djokovic completed the career Grand Slam with victory at Roland Garros in 2016, but lost in the quarter-finals last year, and Petchey concedes the former winner faces a tough task, with Rafael Nadal in imperious form. Petchey said, "Last year we would have said the Australian Open had come a little too quickly for Roger on his return from a 6-month injury layoff, and many of us were left eating our words at the end of the tournament. I am always loath to do it, rule him out, but as the tournament goes with Rafa's dominance on this particular surface you would think it is going to be too soon for him to make a charge to win it. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the quarters or the semi-finals, because that is the quality of the man." The Masters 1000 series continues over the weekend with our coverage of the ATP Madrid Open on Sky Sports Arena. Check listings for starting times. Keep up to date with the latest on www.skysports.com/tennis with news, previews, live blogs, reports and expert analysis. On the move. Head to our app for mobile devices and iPad, or follow our Twitter account @SkySportsTennis to join in the conversation. Never miss the big kickoff or have to deal with interrupted games or low-quality streams with the Now TV Sky Sports Pass. You'll get exclusive coverage of the Premier League, Sky Bet IFL Cup and loads more starting from just £7.99. No contract.